Jacksonville Jaguars fans, good morning and welcome in to Duval Daily presented by GenJag.com. It's Thursday, April 17th, which means we are officially 1 week away, just 1 week away from the 2025 NFL draft. And it's going to be a pretty special draft for a lot of reasons for Jaguars fans. It's going to be special for me and for Club Jaguar, podcast featuring myself, UCF Jaguar, and Jason from Jaguars United, because we are doing a live show at Bottlenose Brewing next week in Tinseltown, where we're going to be recording live. We're going to have a fourth mic where fans can come up and kind of chat with us here and there whenever they want to about what's going on with the draft. And we're going to be going live for the entire first round of the 2025 NFL draft. The Jaguars obviously have the 5th overall pick. It's going to be awesome. Jason is going to be giving the first 20 people that come a beer. Drink on him. Drink on Jason from Jaguars United. So that's very exciting. Bottlenose is going to have a ton of specials. It's going to be a really good crowd, good atmosphere to celebrate and kind of put the bow on the first off season of the new era with James Gladstone, with Liam Cohen, with Tony Baselli, right? So I'm excited for it. Again, that's Bottlenose Brewing. We will post information on social channels. We will talk about it more throughout the next week, but you can come hang out with us for the draft, and we will be having a live show at Bottlenose Brewing next week, first round of the NFL draft. Excited to do that. That's our first live show, at least, on location. And if you want to check that show out, all you got to do is go back. Last night, we actually streamed it on both UCF Jaguars channel and my channel. So you can check it out on Gen Jag. You can check it out on UCF Jaguar. And it will be the same way next week as well. We'll have a show Wednesday night getting ready for the draft. And then the draft show at Bottlenose Brewing, where drinks are on Jason. At least the first 20 drinks for the first 20 people that show up, they'll get a free drink from Jason. So getting into the topic of today's show with 1 week left until the NFL draft, it's kind of like there's this consensus that Mason Graham is going to be the pick for the Jaguars, and for good reason. He's my 4th overall prospect. He's a really, really solid interior defensive lineman. To me, he is a blue chip player because I think you can watch him on tape and see the smarts. You can see the violence with his hands. You can see the quickness, the fluidity, the flexibility in his frame to bend around the interior lineman. And even, he has a lot of reps at 5-tech, looking pretty darn good out there as well. Obviously, I think his main role is going to be as a 3-tech interior penetrator, but he has versatility in him. The ability to line up across the front for you, do a lot of different things. He's got great hand technique, punch timing, hand placement, and really the ability to marry his hands and his feet. He's got the jab steps, the Euro steps, get you going in one direction, go back the other direction, use that arm to supplement the feet, use that hand to supplement the feet. He's got it all. He's a good run defender. I've seen a lot of kind of takes that he's not a very good run defender the last week or so. I don't believe that. I don't think he's a 1-tech, right? But I do think he's a good run defender. Not a nose tackle. You don't generally draft a nose tackle that high unless you think they can be like the best nose tackle of all time and provide some interior penetration, which, again, Mason Graham, to me, is going to be a big-time NFL player. But the fact that it's so chalky, so consensus, gets you a little worried. And there, beyond just the player, there's good reason, based on what the Jaguars have done this offseason, based on what James Gladstone has done kind of leading the charge in LA the last couple of years. They've been defensive front early and often in LA. And then you look at what the Jaguars have done. They have not added a single defensive lineman in free agency. So you look at that and it kind of points to probably defensive front very early in this draft. All the factors are kind of lining up, but there could be a surprise pick. There absolutely could be. The Jaguars are going to be marching to the beat of their own drum in a certain way, in terms of They're trying to identify the most talented players, but also the most intangibly rich players. And if you can bring both of those things to the table and the Jaguars fall in love with you as a prospect, they're probably going to try to bring you into their building. One of those surprises could be Ashton Jeanty, running back, Boise State, who lived his first 7 years and was born in Jacksonville, Florida, right? So it's an interesting scenario. He's a running back, Boise State, 3 years at Boise State. I highly encourage anyone to go read his Players Tribune article. All you got to do is Google Ashton Genty Players Tribune. It'll pop up. He wrote kind of an essay to NFL GMs, or a letter, I guess you could say, to NFL GMs. And I didn't find it enlightening as much because of I knew a lot of the story already. There was some interesting tidbits, but anybody who doesn't know a lot about Ashton Genty already needs to go read that. And I'm not advocating that you draft a player based on a letter, published in the Players Tribune, but that letter kind of illustrates what you see on the field from Ashton Genty. And that is a complete back who has really great explosiveness, creativity in the open field, but it starts before that. So Ashton Genty, why is he such a special back? Why is he someone that's worth taking in the top 10? Why is he someone that, in my opinion, floor is 10? I think the Raiders have a good chance of taking him. I would not be surprised if the Jags do it. It would be a little bit of a surprise, but I wouldn't be mad about it. I think the Bears, if he falls to 10, that should be the pick easily, right? So Ashton Genty, he can line up, he's like unafraid, whether it's outside zone, inside zone, gap power, whether he's running from I form, which you don't see a lot of fullbacks, but he can run from the shotgun. He can run from, quarterback under center, and none of that affects his effectiveness, right? He's got the ability to run pretty much from any formation, which not everybody's like that. You've seen a lot of running backs, like if you're not in the gun, they kind of don't know what to do, or if you're not running gap power, they don't have the elusiveness, the burst to get outside on outside zone, or they don't have the vision and patience to do that, or they don't have the contact balance and strength to run inside the tackles, different things like that, right? He's kind of got all that stuff. So there's no limitations on how you want to run your offense when Ashton Genty is on the field when it comes to the running game. And then just in general, presses the hole really well, has really great one-cut ability, and he can jump across multiple gaps with a cut. He can also bait you into thinking he's going outside with that little lean, cut back inside. Same thing with leaning inside and then cutting outside. The ability to press the hole and quickly change directions is pretty lethal for Ashton Genty. His tackle breaking ability is probably as good as I've ever seen. Guys just kind of fall off of him consistently. And then you see the creativity, the stiff arm, the spin move, the Euro steps, the jab steps, the cut, the shimmy, the power to just run through tackles. He's low to the ground, right? He's like 5'9", I think, 5'10", 215 to 220. See what he officially came in at. Some folks compare him to Maurice Jones-Drew. Mojo was shorter. But yeah, you pull up his NFL Combine page from the NFL.com's official website. 5'8.5", 211 pounds. Hometown, Jacksonville, Florida. Pretty cool to see that. But I think he played heavier than 211. I feel pretty confident about that. But he's a little taller than Mojo, but you can kind of see the comp. You can kind of see the comp. I think that he can open up a little bit more, open up his stride a little bit more than Maurice Jones-Drew can, or could. But Mojo, I mean, when he came into the league, he was a speedster. He could burn the entire defense and score from anywhere on the field. And I think you see that from Ashton Jeanty as well. So as a runner, literally everything is there. It's all there. Now, beyond just being a insanely effective and dangerous running back, Ashton Jeanty solves a problem for the Jaguars as a pass protector. Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby were atrocious in pass protection last year, and that's not something that they have proven that they can do at a high level really ever. Maybe coaching can help with that, but I think after, 2 seasons of Tank Bigsby being in the NFL and 3 or 4 for Travis, I don't think they're going to all of a sudden become these really good pass protecting backs. So Jeanty gives you that at a really high level. I mean, he'll stone some guys, and going back to the Maurice Jones-Drew comp, yeah, you can see that with the pass protection. I know everybody remembers him taking out Sean Merriman, but you get that. And then as a receiver, I mean, he played slot receiver at times during his high school career, and you see the ball skills pretty regularly. They didn't feature him in the passing game as much, but when he was featured in the passing game, I mean, you've seen him lined up out wide. You see him, catching really difficult passes that you're just bailing out the quarterback, right? So I think you've got all that in Ashton Jeanty. And then again, I think speed and power. You'd like to have seen him test, but you're not getting that. I don't think he tested at a pro day or anything like that. Yeah. I think that he has the same level of speed as like a Bijan Robinson. Maybe not as explosive as a Saquon, right? But to me, he's a special athlete at the position and a special runner instinctually and just a great football player. Again, you read the article, essay, letter that he wrote. He was playing all over the field in high school. And a guy that football was taken away from him his 8th grade year as his family moved to Naples, Italy. And then that was the year he trained the hardest, right, to get back, because like he loves football. He just wants to be the best, and he wants to be able to have an impact the way Saquon had last year for the Eagles. So you start to see all these things. Is he intangibly rich? Yes. Is he one of the most talented players in this class? Yes. He's my 3rd overall. Actually, he's at 2. He's my 2nd overall prospect after Travis Hunter, regardless of position. Now, in a class like this where, I think there's more blue chip prospects than most people think, but a lot of folks kind of think this is a down draft overall after you get past Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, maybe Cam Ward for some. In a class like that, is it possible the Jaguars say, Ashton Genty is our highest rated player and we love him, and the way we can utilize him in this offense, he will be revolutionary, and we're giving Trevor Lawrence maybe the best young receiver in the league, maybe the best young running back in the league. If not best, top 5. You're not only giving that to Trevor, you're giving that to Liam Cohen to work with. I can see the argument for it, and I would not be mad about it, even if it's probably not what I would do. I can totally see it. So it's going to be fascinating to see, A, where he ends up going, B, if it's the Jaguars. If it is the Jaguars, I have a lot of confidence that Liam Cohen will get the most out of him. But the other side of that coin is running back. not the most monetarily valuable position. So if you're drafting a running back in the top 10, he's already close to the top of the market from a salary standpoint. B, it's a deep running back class. It's not like you take Ashton Genty or you're not getting somebody who can impact the game in a positive way. That's certainly not the case, but I think he's going to impact the game the most by a wide margin. Not only because of his rushing ability, but pass protection and as a receiver. So I think the Jaguars would be far from crazy if they say, hey, we're just going to go get Ashton Genty. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.